Mark Zuckerberg made billions, but not by selling a physical product. He monetized your behavior, your clicks, your time, your thoughts. He framed it as connection. But many critics argue it was surveillance with a smile. You've heard the public narrative. A tech-savvy student builds a platform, becomes a billionaire, changes the world. But here's another version, supported by years of financial reporting. Zuckerberg built one of the most profitable systems for monetizing attention in history. And today, we explore how it worked. By the end of this video, you'll have to ask yourself, was this a platform for people or a high-tech engine for profit? It started in a Harvard dorm, 2004. One student, one idea. 1,200 people signed up on the first day. By the end of the year, 1 million users. Facebook spread faster than anything else on campus. And the myth grew. Zuckerberg, the visionary, the genius in the hoodie, the guy who connected the world. But here's the twist, according to media analysts. He didn't just build a social network. He built a system engineered for attention. He didn't just sell tech. He sold user behavior at scale. Today, Facebook is Meta, and Meta is more than a platform. It's a multi-billion-dollar data-driven ecosystem. So let's peel back the hoodie and examine how Zuckerberg actually made his billions. According to financial reports, regulatory filings, and public investigations, Meta generated $134.9 billion in revenue in 2023. That breaks down to roughly $369 million per day. And according to company filings, nearly 98 to 99% of that revenue came from advertising, not from subscriptions, not from VR headsets, from ad impressions based on user data. Meta's core product isn't technology. It's you, your scrolling behavior, your tap patterns, your hesitation on a post. Every pause becomes data. Every click becomes insight. And those insights are used through algorithms and ad targeting tools to help advertisers reach you more effectively. You're not the end customer. You're the inventory. Advertisers pay to reach you. Zuckerberg's platform is just the delivery system. Take Reality Labs, Meta's division behind VR and the Metaverse. It made $1.9 billion in 2023. That's just 1.4% of the company's total revenue. So while the public messaging is focused on innovation, the real business, the billion-dollar engine, is your feed. Your attention is currency. And every second you give adds another dollar to the empire. Zuckerberg didn't just build Facebook. He consolidated the internet's attention. In 2012, Facebook acquired Instagram for $1 billion. In 2014, it purchased WhatsApp for $19 billion and Oculus VR for $2 billion. Each deal brought millions of users and their data into Meta's ecosystem. When Meta couldn't acquire a rival, it allegedly mimicked their best features. Stories, popularized by Snapchat. Reels, a TikTok-inspired format. Threads, a Twitter alternative. Critics and analysts say this wasn't about fostering innovation. It was about maintaining dominance. Regulators took note. In 2023, the European Union fined Meta $414 million for privacy violations. Earlier, in 2019, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission imposed a record $5 billion penalty for breaches linked to user data handling. Then came the Cambridge Analytica scandal. 87 million user profiles were harvested and allegedly used to influence voter behavior without informed consent. Zuckerberg testified before U.S. lawmakers. He wore a suit. But the business model, data-driven ads, stayed intact. Now, in 2025, the FTC has moved to unwind Meta's acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp, citing anti-competitive behavior. The legal pressure is mounting, but Zuckerberg, he's likely planning the next move. In 2021, Facebook rebranded as Meta. Zuckerberg said it was about the future, a digital universe where we'd work, play, and live in virtual reality. He called it the Metaverse. Avatars, headsets, new worlds. A bold vision, at least on paper. But behind the futuristic promise? The same old revenue model. Reality Labs, Meta's division tasked with building the Metaverse, generated just $1.9 billion in 2023. By contrast, Meta's family of apps, including Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, pulled in $133 billion. That's over 98% of the company's income still coming from ad sales.
The Metaverse.
The Metaverse. The Metaverse.
Let's talk about Metaverse.
To some insiders and media commentators, this pivot raised eyebrows. Why pour billions into VR when your real money comes from traditional platforms? Some argued the timing was strategic. While Meta faced privacy scandals, government investigations, and stagnating user growth, the Metaverse narrative shifted the spotlight. According to tech analysts, the Metaverse wasn't just a bet on the future. It was a temporary escape from the past. When the headlines focus on a new product, they spend less time dissecting the last controversy. The Metaverse may still evolve, but in 2023, it looked less like a digital revolution and more like a strategic distraction. How rich is Mark Zuckerberg? Estimates vary. Bloomberg puts his net worth at $258 billion. Business Insider says closer to $248 billion. That's a $10 billion gap, more than the GDP of some countries. Either way, he ranks among the wealthiest people on the planet. Not bad for someone who created a free social network. So how does he do it? According to Bloomberg, Zuckerberg owns roughly 13% of Meta. That's enough to maintain control over major company decisions, even without owning a majority of the stock. Back in 2015, he and his wife announced plans to give away 99% of their Meta shares over time. That pledge was headline-grabbing, but even 1% of a trillion-dollar company still translates to billions. His fortune isn't tied to a product you hold or a subscription you pay for. It's built on attention and the systems Meta uses to monetize it. Apple sells devices. Google sells access to search. Zuckerberg, according to tech analysts, monetizes user behavior, and he's mastered the game better than almost anyone else in history. Be honest, did you read the terms of service? Most people didn't. They signed up to see wedding photos, not to be profiled and tracked across the internet. But that's what critics argue Meta does best. In the wake of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, it was revealed that data from 87 million Facebook profiles had been harvested without explicit consent. That data was reportedly used to influence voter behavior, shape political messaging, and target emotions. Meta responded with new settings, more buttons, more transparency. But according to privacy experts and investigative reports, the underlying system stayed intact. Today, Meta can still track users even when they're not logged in, through browser cookies, plugins, and integrations across millions of websites. A simple like button? That's a data collection tool. Log in with Facebook? It opens a door to user behavior across platforms. So when you scroll your feed, you're not just catching up with friends. You're feeding an algorithm, one that tailors ads, optimizes engagement, and prioritizes advertiser profit over user control. Was it ever really informed consent, or just the illusion of choice? Mark Zuckerberg didn't just build a tech company. He built what many critics call a surveillance empire, a system where data fuels the engine and your attention is the currency. He doesn't sell a traditional product. He monetizes behavior. He sells access to you. So what do you think? Is he a tech visionary or the most successful broker of human attention in modern history? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns like this, hit subscribe.